It's your girl Cardi B. We at that Revolve Fest. I'm about to hit the stage in a little bit, but first, let's do a quick rapid fire. So I could just walk in like, but the outfit screaming, yeah. She's just gonna always, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a statement.
She got a BBL. They ain't gonna make it. They not gonna make it, dog. They're not gonna make it.
Did you notice Cardi B's weird-looking butt at the music festival? There were even some odd-looking lines showing up. Some people think her butt implants are starting to fail.
So Cardi B is getting mad over pics that were took of her while she was performing at Coachella and were posted on Getty. And she actually requested and paid, I don't know who, to just remove these pics.
Her buttocks have clearly sagged. However, now the line of her buttocks is no longer upwards but shows an obvious tendency to sag.
And she actually said that someone edited these pics and they were not real. But how could it be edited if it's posted on Getty? Like, I don't understand. But also people got videos of her, so...
BBL or natural?
I prefer natural.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about, man. I be telling these females, man, they tripping, man.
It's the BBLs ain't what y'all think it is. First of all, the bigger it is, the harder it is to keep it clean. You put that extra flesh back there, that's not a nerve ending back there, okay? So you don't know if you getting all the crevices and stuff until it's too late.
I ain't even thought about
extra
that.
Extra cushion.
Hold up, chat.
She thinking she cleaning, wiping, and this all kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Got to
literally
be more careful.
If thinking a year into the process, you might have something, it could be your crush. I don't think it's the BBL itself. It might be a wound or one of the holes. To which I would say go to your nearest hospital immediately because it's probably rotting.
It has been reported, allegedly, by individuals who were situated quite nearby at Coachella, that the atmosphere became noticeably dense very quickly once she and her newly formed entourage began engaging in energetic twerking. Words circulating in public discourse suggests that it felt less like energetic body-odi-odi movements and more like an overwhelming presence of bacteria, and more bacteria. Apologies. But the ladies present described the space as oppressively humid. One attendee mentioned she appeared as if she might collapse, while another noted that her movements no longer aligned with the beat, as though her lower body was no longer in sync with the rhythm, almost like her behind was operating in an entirely separate time zone. Cardi has reportedly been experiencing challenges since Offset is said to have left permanently, and from that point onward, she's been striving to reconstruct herself similarly to a Sims avatar, with an unlimited number of appearance modification cheats. Her chin looks adjusted, her nose restructured, her waist pulled in so tightly it seems like she's constantly suppressing a cough, and her hips resemble an oversized turkey leg you'd find at a bustling state fair.
How my sit-down ear was stinking real bad, and it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that rot-eaten flesh.
While it's healing, fluid swells up because you swell. So with the lymphatic drainage for the first couple days, your holes will still be open. Not gonna smell good because it's literally pus and blood and from your body. It's disgusting. Another reason it stinks is because you're in a faja. You're compressed because we don't want you to swell. You're in the same faja 4 days, a lot of times. You're sweating and you have your natural must, and you have a lot of smells mixing together. You still have to You still have, and you cannot necessarily clean yourself as good as you might need. Again, this faja hasn't been cleaned, so it has doo-doo, doo-doo niblets, driblets of pee, pus coming out of you, and you're in that faja for like 3 days, 4 days. That's what y'all are smelling.
There were claims that the scent in the vicinity resembled overheated Velveeta cheese. Mixed with Sephora setting spray, another individual described the smell as reminiscent of a gymnasium locker room. Of course, was not physically present, so we must emphasize that this is all alleged. However, when internet users begin articulating what the air around you smells like, it might be time to reflect on the situation.
On you is expected because, I mean, hello, but when a pretty hates on you, it's like, damn, how you a bad you can take me.
A lot of these just get their bodies done and change their attitudes. They change their bodies and then change their attitudes. Like, you still got some bad. How you got a bad attitude now, but you still got some bad goo?
Do you demand explanations? I believe I have the right to know. Do you desire the truth? Well, I seek nothing but the truth. But many of you might not be ready for it. Ladies, gentlemen, and cordial mischief makers, you are now about to embark on a journey that is certain to infuriate both modern-day women and aspiring underground music artists alike. So, with no further delay, let's proceed. Well now, dear audience, it seems these speculations may carry some truth, perhaps not entirely accurate in Cardi B's specific case. We'll stress again, that's still unconfirmed, but generally speaking, it appears these Brazilian butt lifts, BBLs, are contributing to unpleasant aromas. For numerous women, now ladies, I understand that it might feel like a quick shortcut to financial reward, leveraging your looks and enhanced posterior to secure a substantial check from a wealthy man, particularly an athlete. But the question becomes, what are you to do when your sizable rear end begins emitting an odor akin to athlete's foot, the sour cheese found beneath a man's genitals, blended with your most severe yeast infection ever, all consequences tied to gluteal fat injections? What never fails to surprise me is the extent to which women are willing to compromise their well-being, enduring countless needle insertions, just to flaunt an artificially enhanced backside, in hopes of outshining others on Instagram. These enhancements are not earned in the gym, but instead sculpted through surgery. They bend over on all fours, not in the way your mind might wander, but rather during the long-haul flights back to the United States after securing an affordable cosmetic procedure from a sketchy, lesser-known surgeon just across the national border or overseas. Now, credit must be given to this one woman, who is stepping forward to recount her personal story and explain how her deepest concerns about the post-BBL experience became a harsh reality after enduring a full year of complications.
BBL really ruined my life. I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. First I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like...
Getting a BBL when you're broke is what's causing BBL smell. You think a BBL is just the price for the surgery. Those massages after are very important. I did a massage like every day for 2 months. When you get surgery, you have to drain out those fluids. Those massages drain you. And then you need to detox. Some of you just don't care. Some of you are too broke.
Just because I wasn't afraid to get on here and say my BBL smelled like dumpster juice and y'all don't make me the villain. When you go through it, get through it, and heal through it, you are able to talk about it. And those that got the skeletons trapped in their closet will envy you. Y'all made up every excuse to why my BBL was stinking. I wasn't washing up. I didn't have money to pay for massages. Instead of just saying, oh, her body rejected it like I told y'all in the first.
Now listen, fellow viewers. Many might tell this woman she should never have gone through with a Brazilian butt lift in the first place. But let's Remember that every person makes choices they may later regret, and she is at least being accountable and issuing a serious warning to women who are contemplating taking a flight out of the country to undergo invasive surgery, where fat is removed and re-injected into the buttocks, procedures performed by doctors who could very well be the last face these women see before going under. And with that final incision, there's no going back.
SZA recently came out and said she regretted getting the BBL. Have you talked to anybody?
Yeah.
Have you talked to anyone that regret, like, whatever you do, don't do this?
She issued a warning, and during her interview with British Vogue, she finally came clean and admitted to having undergone a Brazilian butt lift. She elaborated that the experience was not at all what she had expected. She stated, "I was furious I ever did it. I put on so much weight because I was stuck in bed, trying not to disturb the fat placement. It was all so ridiculous. But honestly, who even cares anymore? I got the BBL and realized afterwards, I never even needed the damn thing." As a primary care physician, I frequently converse with patients contemplating plastic surgery. Sometimes, I'm required to do preoperative evaluations or offer guidance. One thing I tell them, BBLs, formerly known as Brazilian butt lifts, involve harvesting fat from the stomach or lower back and reinserting it into the buttocks. This procedure, in recent years, has been recognized for its disproportionately high death and complication rates when compared to other cosmetic surgeries. As a result, a dedicated task force was created to develop safety protocols and enhance best practices for surgeons. That's not to say a BBL is off limits. You simply must be extremely cautious, be selective and deliberate when choosing a surgeon, ensure they are board certified by the American Board of Plastic Surgery, do your research, and make sure the risks and benefits are clearly discussed. Unfortunately, among many women, especially those in online cliques, there is a blind encouragement to keep undergoing these procedures. To appeal to men, without changing any real behavior, they'll invest in changing their faces, removing body fat, and enlarging their buttocks, all for superficial approval, even when it comes at the expense of their long-term health and safety.
Those that I talk to, they be like,
"Girl, do
that look good." I don't know about nothing, but that is eating right up. I be like, let me feel that. That's nice. No, I will say though, I do feel like I have had some girls who do like the quick trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like maybe you got a shoot coming up and you try to do something. But that is the only thing where I feel like it's like, yeah, I just poisoned myself for no reason. But yeah, no, none of the girls that I met really regret that. I think you got to be careful though, because everything's a trend. So it's here today, gone tomorrow, but they be looking good to me.
Yet, when you analyze Coca Jones' comments carefully, you'll notice subtle contradictions. And if you read between the lines, you'll realize she would never risk undergoing this kind of operation herself. Because, as we all are painfully aware, many of these women are not maintaining hygiene standards. The wounds do not close properly, they get infected, they ooze, and what follows is a revolting mixture of pus and blood leaking out, and even worse, fluids that smell worse than bad sex, wafting right into the noses of everyone nearby. This is why it becomes so easy to identify these women who have undergone questionable body modifications. Their smell often gives them away before their appearance does. Indeed, they walk around with a pungent odor, not only from between their legs, but from every possible exit point on their body.
Indeed.
Well, there's a lot of girls that I used to work in the strip club that they always want to get surgery, and it's like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. They have like 3 or 4 or 5 surgeries, and they just want to keep on going to Colombia and keep doing it all over and over again, and I just don't be understanding why. You can't change them. The only way you can change them and change self-esteem is if they go to therapy. So
That's all I've got for you, my dear polite savages. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out across all major social platforms.